Speaking of Gilas, men and women's teams have been preparing hard for the upcoming games in Hangzhou, China. Now, here to give us some updates for the women's side is Gilas Women's head coach, Coach Pat Aquino. Coach Pat, how are you doing?
Hi, Paolo. Hi, Jeep. Well, thank you for inviting me here.
Coach Pat, always great to have you. Now, alam ko na medyo bombshell yung nangyari kanina for the men's side. I just want to confirm whether or not may mga bombshell po rin kayo in terms of updates with regards to the women's team. A lot of people are concerned about the rosters, so...
Yeah, it's been I don't know what kind of term do I put it this week, but it's really hard for us right now as coaches, trying to find ways of getting a very good lineup coming into the Asian game.
Coach Pat, let's talk about that joint practice you had with Gilas Men. How was that for your players in the women's side? Kamusta yung experience ngayon that you were able to have that practice session with the men's team?
That's an awesome feeling for us, especially the girls, and we'd like to thank Coach Tim, SBP, Sir Butch, and of course San Miguel, Boss Al, for having that to be, to be live and come through for us, having to be with the men's and the women's together. And sabi ko nga, this is like a family, getting together and, and joining forces coming into the games. It's going to be more stronger and, and hopefully the games that we will be playing for the country will be the best one.
Well, Coach, obviously you had a bit of preparation. You had that tournament in Korea right before this. You've had more international exposure than I care to remember. How's the status of the team going into this particular Asian Games?
Well, we're pretty high on the games that we played already, from the Jones Cup, from the Asia Cup, and now recently from the WKBL in Korea. We've been really preparing for this, not just just playing and getting exposure. Really wanted to expose more of the kids, more of the young players to get that experience coming into the games in the Asian game.
Coach Pat, you mentioned na may mga aabangan din tayong changes throughout the week for Gilas Women. But are there any specific players na we should watch out for? Siyempre, yung mga mainstays siguro. Sino ba dapat yung abangan natin as fans of the game for Gilas Women?
Of course, if you've seen yung meeting with the men's, wala si Jack ni Ma'am. Jack is already in China, and so she'll be waiting for us there in China to join us. So of course, Afriel and Janine, and of course Kate Casillo is still there. And let's watch out for Stephanie Barbarabe. She's coming back now, and hopefully we'll have a good team coming into the games.
Scout na ba si Jack?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, of course, we're going to expect her to get everyone acclimated there sa China. Pero, Coach, you take a look at the goals of this team going to the Asian Games. I remember the goal last time in the Asia Cup was to stay in Division A. Ano yung goal ninyo going into this Asian Games?
Well, for now, just to be, we wanted to go over to the next, to the quarterfinals. And hopefully we could do that with Japan and Kazakhstan and Hong Kong in our group. I think it's a good group for us, and knowing that Japan is going to be there, it's a great opponent for us coming into the games.
You mentioned it, Coach Pat, you're going up against Japan, but also in the past stints that you've had internationally, may mga malalakas na countries din kayong kinalaban. How will that experience help itong Gilas Women heading into the Asian Games?
Wow, it made us a lot better. It made us open our eyes and open windows for us, that we know we could win, we could compete with them. And hopefully, coming into this Asian game for our first time, sana maging maganda yung mga games namin, and hopefully we could compete with the best of the best, not only in Asia, but in the world.
Coach Pat, you take a look at yung experience niyo. You did mention it a while ago na iba talaga yung experience of being able to have faced strong nations very recently. But you go into this one, especially with a team like Japan, who's probably the favorite sa grupo ninyo. What are you looking for in terms of yung level of competitiveness from your team when you go up against the powerhouses of Asia?
Well, again, you have to be you wanted to be side by side with them. You know, we in the past few Asian Games or FIBA Asia Games, we have a lot of gap, a big gap for now. And now that we're closing the gap, hopefully, we could have that competition and the way we compete, like what I said before, the Gilas way, and the heart and the pride of the girls. And also would like to say thank you for the girls that been called up for this, for the flag and honor. Sabi ko nga, just wanted to have that big heart all the time and ready for the country.
Coach Pat, you talked about the big heart, obviously, the fact that, okay, this is not, we're going to try to be competitive with all these big nations. You take a look at yung sakripisyo ng mga players going into this particular Asian Games. You mentioned there's a few, could be potential changes going to this Asian Games. So what can you say about how your players have approached yung challenge na to?
Oh, they're really facing it right now, especially with a lot of changes coming in. Again, sabi ko nga, you gotta be ready and ready to compete. And again, nagpapasalamat ako for them stepping up for the challenge coming into the games. And this is the girls that we really like. Yung they wanted to prove themselves and they wanted to represent our country.
Coach Pat, let's go back to that tune-up or joint practice that you have. Of course, you're flying also with the men's team to China for the Asian Games. What did you like most about that session? Ano ba yung mga nakita mo from their practice? Of course, I think sa simula, kanya-kanya pa kayo ng court and eventually you guys combined. What did you see in that practice that you will bring with you to China?
I want to see, of course, definitely what kind of system Coach Kim is doing. I know she's my idol. Again, thank you for having us there again. But the thing is, the best was, having games with the men's and the fans, and making it special for them. Especially, we dedicate that practice for the fans and for our country. So that was really an eye-catching for me, and it will be a memorable one for me. Hopefully, we could do that more often in the future.
Absolutely, Coach. Sa totoo lang, I wanted to see a three-point shooting competition and see who would have gotten that. Pero Coach Pat, maraming salamat. Good luck in the Asian Games. I hope I'll be able to see you there, and stay safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.